Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Well, thank everyone for joining us. Tonight we're going to be playing some more Phoenix Wright. We'll be getting into that shortly, but first we'll check in with kitties here. Let's see who we can see. I know Mason was just in the play area, but has zipped away. Rorschach is all cozy in the upper right there. They're all... Oh, no, there they are. Mason and Sherbet in the play area. Sherbet contemplating pouncing, I expect. Let's see. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let's see. How about that? That should be good. Tweaking some things, pushing some buttons. Hope everybody's doing well today. Kind of a slow day. Weather is in that gray territory around here now. You know, perpetually overcast, damp, and cold enough to get ice, slush, or snow, depending on how things are going, you know? But yeah, more Phoenix Wright today. We're going to see how far we get in the Steel Samurai murder thing. But let's see how that goes. Let's push all the right buttons here. Hit the special Phoenix Wright button. This Phoenix Wright is extra loud. And let's get into it. Let's see, which one? This one. Where's they scatter? Put it out in the play area for now. See if any of them come out. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Maya. So, what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. So, Maya was channeling Mia, so she doesn't know what happened in the interim. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. This is the dystopian court system that we have been experiencing up until now. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So, under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Yeah, a 3-day time limit. Detention center. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP. Only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yes. Though there's not really anything I can do to help. Laughter. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget about it. I've only heard rumors, anyway. Later, if you recall, in the second game, which we played first, Will Powers here becomes a bit of a celebrity gossip. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila? Sal Manila is the director. Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Sal Manila. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high, and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in the business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago? Ooh, the studio. Old bag. Standing in silence. The old windbag sure is quiet today. Pause. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think our guard's down. Yeah? I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Woo, she's alive. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. She always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Sal Manila, the director? Sal, he's a soft, a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? Said Maya, the super naive sidekick. That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. About Mr. Hammer. Arg. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Power's costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. To the employee area. Oh, flags all over. Useful. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Gumshoe crashing in. No. No touching. Yeet. Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean? I almost had a heart attack. I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I think he's trying to pronounce it dramatique. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, you're looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. So, you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills now. For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. Exactly, Tass. Our science guy. This reacts with those sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. I believe there is, in one of the spin-offs with the alternate characters, it's like Apollo Justice and one other one, there is a point where you have the spray that illuminates blood and similar, dusting for fingerprints, that kind of thing. They're generally really cursory, like they're more of a just do it kind of thing as opposed to a tool that you have to think about using. But still. Once again today we are short on kitties, so I'm trying to keep an eye out for if they show up. But anyway, how are you doing today, Tass? Workout still treating you well? Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, all right. So the food on his plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kinda bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing, anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. Work week or just a week in general? He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Oh. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles. Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills. Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jackhammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... Yep, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. Dramatic pause. In some other types of movies, there would also have been a roll of thunder and a screen flash. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Well, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But WP's innocent. Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But... this week is the last episode of Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah. Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I don't know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The chunk returns. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set, then? What do you mean, The Last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! I also hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore, while she is crushing Maya's soul. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll get over it. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. And this is? A fan collected all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently, 5 years ago someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Old Bag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Rorschach is deciding if he'd like to go up to the tree. Here he comes. There we go. Here's a rare sight. Weasley's over on the shelf. It's not normally his spot. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer. It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. In case she goes all viral on us. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Oh. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Huh? Nichols. Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols. The pun names continue. That assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers. Dredging up dirt on someone's past like that. And the recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun? No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammers stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Do I? I think the pills, right? I'm sorry, Miss Old Bag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Powers' costume. Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills, with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes. So? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on that plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. This old bag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Old Bag. You're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Hello, Weasley. Weasley needs head scratches. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Old Bag. Here, take this. A photograph? Oh, dang. He's super dead. Okay, well that explains the bent picket there by the garden. But yeah. I mean, who would have thought having having spearheads around your garden would be a safety hazard? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel like talking about it much. I understand. Okay. Weasley demands skins. Weasley demands chin scratches. So chin scratches he must get. He's the kind of cat that really leans into being pet. Come on, you. There's no more. You can see he's bracing his paw there to lean harder. Generally, my arm gives out before he does. But if he wants attention, he'll headbutt your hand on the mouse, and that can become a problem. I had at least one surprise explosion in Noida because of that before. Random shots and pivots in World of Tanks, all kinds of things like that. All right, you give me a break. Yeah, I know, but I'm not done. Weasley sheds quite a bit. Really, bud. Come here. Come here. No, wait. Oh, wait, okay. This way you can have intensive snuggles without putting your whole body weight into, like, straining my arm. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer. Hey, Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? Hello? Hi, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me? Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shush. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did you did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My fey blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Uh-oh. Let me check. Oh, I can see it buffering like crazy, too. Oh, wow. Yeah. Throughput is fine. And it declares that stream health is okay. But yeah, that's not good. Well, it wouldn't be one of our streams if it wasn't scuffed up like crazy, you know? Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. I don't think it's on your end, Tess. I have a little monitor on the YouTube side that shows me what is like the delay between the two and how it's coming out, and the little feed that I have of the stream is buffering like crazy too. Said it's exactly, Tess. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh dear. Well, she's being uncooperative. Manila and Vasquez ate. Nothing left in the plates. So they ate T-bone steaks too. Something wrong? I don't know. I'm getting this funny feeling. Something about this just feels odd, you know? I can't say I do. An incinerator. Covered in soot. Must not clean it much. It's our garden picket fence of imminent death. There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. Well, I forcibly refreshed it, and it seems like no, spoke too soon. Never mind. Still plenty of buffering. Still plenty of buffering at 144p. Well, we'll see if it gets anywhere. Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. This is where they had the meeting. Documents and paper cups scattered around. Nothing in here that could be a clue. Some paper cups and crumpled documents. Designed for the set. Okay, seems like a nothing thing here. Yeah, at least from what I'm seeing now, the throughput is better. Okay, so entering the trailer was a flag. Let's actually go to the Back to Vasquez and show her the picture. He's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old bag. Old... She means the security lady, Miss Old Bag, Nick. Right, anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind? Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more. Inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. You came. Well then, what was it you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids' shows for petty change. Huh. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident. But you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? Oh, that's our first expression change. What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Oh wow, yeah. She is very interested in this line of thought being pursued. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo and... who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She is an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now. What? This is valuable evidence. Oh dear. She has goons. Instantaneous goons, no less. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why would D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No. Hold it right there. I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me. Now. Huh. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow, then. In court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry, I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you. Thank you. I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Well, it's making some assumptions about her, I expect. Saving. Save it there. Save it there. Oof. Now there's a bitrate loss. Come on, YouTube. You can recover. You can do it. Okay, well, don't do it that much. There we go. 150 kbps is too low. 1800 is too high. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Gavel. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is the producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I am the producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Slap! Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Maya has a vendetta against this woman. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at noon, at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said for you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging your little desk. It hurts my ears. It's nice to see a witness, like, slapping in every direction for once. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled at 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Alright. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Desk slam. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. You have someone who can verify this. Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence that she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? Kind of wish that she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. First, we're gonna save. They could have easily gone to Studio 2 without passing through the gate. No, the head was blocking between 2:15 and 4. So if they left around 4, then it should have been cleared. Alright, we'll go through questioning again and see if it does a extra flag. It is kind of fun that somebody has finally called out the lawyers for banging on the desk. I don't have the witness list at this point. Let's see. Yeah, the repeated references to T-bone steaks, I think, sets the stage for that, Andrew. You could have a really dramatic build-up where the lawyer and the witness are discussing the scenario, and it involves T-bone steaks, and then it just fades to black and cuts over and just has, text on black. Beef. It's what's for dinner. Huh. I had no idea. That kind of an odd name for this particular part of the song, or the soundtrack, Oh Down. Maybe the steak plate. Let's see here. 1 second. Is the steak plate in that they keep showing is there are bones on it? Guessing. There we go. Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. To me, it looks like those are ribs. Like they had ribs. Not a T-bone, but, you know, maybe I'm mistaken. Just every T-bone cut I've seen has looked different than that. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare, boneless. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? Well, they were very clean plates, too. You know, maybe they actually cleaned up after themselves during the meeting. I guess it's inconceivable in this world, given the number of times we've seen plates covered in food leavings. That's why the plates were empty. You ate the bones, too. A boneless steak. It'd be like wings with a Y and a Z, you know, they can't legally call it wings. So in this case, it would be like, I don't know, how could you do it? Be like STAYK, or perhaps AYC? Boneless steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. No, they were like civilized people, Tass. They leave all their plates in a reeking mess until somebody finally has to clear a space. Then they chuck it on the ground. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking on Salmonella, the bully. Yeah, I mean, if you take the time to smash them up real fine, then you don't have to worry about cleaning the floor either. It creates sort of a gravel layer. It's like over time, you know, a city built on too swampy land, how it'll gradually, like, sink into the ground, or the buildings will gradually start to subside into the ground. So you just build higher and higher on top of them. In this case, after a while, the porcelain and garbage layer gets too high, so you just knock out the next ceiling, and your house gets one layer smaller. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Gotta build up those hardened hobbit feet there, Tass. It's like that classic presented kung fu exercise of, like, punching your fist into hot sand. Except in this case, you're constantly walking on pottery shards. The entire base of your soul is made of scar tissue and callus. Exactly, Andrew. It's just the easiest way of dealing with things. Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Just yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Phoenix. This is a battle of wits, so you're going to need all the help you can get. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use the heavy spear as a weapon? Save yon game. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha! You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Smug, Phoenix. Extra smug. Pause. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. Of course a weapon found near the body was the murder weapon. There's no other explanation. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon. Just gonna save. Well, we can't. So we're gonna use this picture, which shows somebody speared on the fence. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now that you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can sense it too, with my fey blood. Okay, I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Okay, it's that the spear is broken at the haft and only repaired with duct tape. I present my proof. the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Gavel! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Quiet, you. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the murder weapon was? Yes. Yes, you would. That's the entire legal practice that you have built up. Made wild claims and hope that you can back them up when somebody calls it. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then. Okay. This time for realsies. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Gavel! Gavel! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studio. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. Just yes. What happened 5 years ago has happened again. Gasp! Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Ms. D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Wow, she looks dramatic with that scarf blowing in the wind in that pose, doesn't she? It's like... it's like she posed for this memory snapshot. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. It's come full circle. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Is that actually ironic? I know irony is one of those things that's wildly misused as far as descriptors are concerned, but I can never remember what actually constitutes it when it comes around to it. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio One, was it not? And then the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio One and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, save, then carried to Studio One and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, could she have dealt with the body? You'd be surprised. I bet she could do it. No. Mr. Wright, this isn't an episode of That's Incredible. Sorry. People can do incredible things when their life is on the line. If you claim she did it, it did everything in 15 minutes. Let me guess. Show me proof. Correct. Show me proof. Edgeworth can read Phoenix's mind. How am I supposed to do that? Then I won't have you making unsubstantiated claims. Wait a second. How does he know what I'm thinking? Ah! I need only look at the cold sweat running down your face to know what you're thinking. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to reconsider your claim? She couldn't. 15 minutes is kind of a short time. You see? Even I couldn't do the impossible. Therefore, Mr. Wright, I didn't do it. Agreed? Not agreed. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. There was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. With yon van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio One, and you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio One. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio One. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Yeah, she had an hour before the rehearsal started. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Save. Of course Salmonella Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood, which would explain the soot-covered incinerator. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez? Shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. An impressive feat. Actually, no, that would not be impressive. The bar is pretty low for Phoenix, I think. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez? So it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Silence! Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Gavel. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? I mean, have her testify, including now the possibility, but... no, she never admitted that it went down that way. That's right. You'd ask the same questions and get the same answers. A waste of time. You come so far, only to fail. It seems as though there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see why we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Indeed, verily I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Humph. Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? So this is the beginning of Edgeworth's sort of almost existential crisis when it comes to being a prosecutor. That's referenced in the second game, which again we played first. That he became so fixated on getting a guilty verdict that and that world perception is shattered as he's going. Subsequently, in the second one, he's demonstrating that what he's trying to do is get the truth out. Right, Tass. That it's not just get somebody guilty, it's prove what happened, show what happened, and get the right party convicted. After all that, Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying, "He did it." I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manila arrive at the studio? Yeah. It's another aspect of this world that's kind of freaky is, one, there's the presumed guilt. If you're charged, you have to prove your innocence. The other, and they mentioned this in this trial, is there's a 3-day time limit for you to accomplish that. If you can't get somebody else convicted, you're guilty by default. Or I'm sorry, if you can't prove that you didn't do it, you're guilty by default. And in that 3 days. About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. True enough, Tass. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh? What did I just say? I did not... I wasn't stuffing any bodies into... Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness will continue her testimony. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body. One person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. What was everyone else doing at this time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Is there an issue, Deltarune? Well, we do have a way to end it for you, Deltarune, if that's what you want. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Do. Easy peasy. I mean, per request. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said it was because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script in your direction notes? Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. Who would think of rehearsing after that? Yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Gavel! Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here. I haven't heard something said that way. Like, pin this on her here, yes. But, yeah. For everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Save. Yeah. There are things we don't get into. I mean, from a practical perspective, if they knew there wasn't going to be a rehearsal today, why wouldn't they have just told everybody there wasn't going to be a rehearsal right after? She knew there wasn't going to be a rehearsal. Why would she go? Nope. You know about the injury. Sal told him. Notes. Okay, this is a repeat of the... It's letting this repeat. Trying to, not do process of elimination here. So the producer is claiming that she knew that Hammer was injured and wouldn't be able to do any action scenes. So she left her stuff behind when they drove out. No, I said I was trying not to do process of elimination on this because I don't want to just, bash objects together until it works. That's why we haven't played much as far as adventure games on this. He was silent, completely silent. He was asleep, but nobody has corroborated the fact that he was asleep. Like, we know, well, based on what we know, is he says he was asleep, and we know he was drugged with sleeping pills. We also know that he arrived. Don't think the monkey's head helps us. This is just the reason that they went later. I think the pills get into why Hammer would have taken the costume. It's still puzzling why they would have even kept the meeting on. Like, if he was too injured to do action scenes, why would he even... Why would they say, like, oh, and let's have another rehearsal at 5, you know? But I don't know what evidence I have. Maybe there's something in the prior ones that contradicts why... Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Dead body, are you expecting us to be calm? Time was when they found the body. It's around 5. And did you arrive 10 minutes before? Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on a word? This was because Sal told her. Like, it could be, like, why wouldn't they know that the murder weapon wasn't the murder weapon if they knew that he had been injured and that the spear had to be retaped? Is there something we have that would show that the assistant wasn't there? This is a puzzling one. This is a puzzling one. don't think the lack of the steel samurai costume helps that, because it's presumed to have been missing since some time, so Power showing up without it isn't a shock. Press her on this, she just says that the things are valuable. Just gonna load so we can skip that. That would have circled me back through the whole reveal this part of the testimony. They just cleared the path by the time they would have left. Her assertion is that she knew he was injured because Sal told her. I mean, why would they drive there if that was the case? Nope. Almost universally, you get the music stops and a picture of the evidence appears when you get it right. Use that photo there because it was... Wait. She knew he was injured and wouldn't be able to do this stuff, so why would it be plausible that he did it? Does that really help us? Wait. To go from the employee area to Studio 2, or Studio 1, would have required him to pass through the gate again. But he can't have passed through the gate again without his costume, because he would have appeared on the camera. Alright, how do we say that? We present the map here? about the limping pitcher? How about here? Okay, it's not the guide map there. That feels like a good reasoning there, that they said Powers wasn't present, that he showed up at this point, but for him to show up at this point means that he would have had to go... He was either at Studio 2, where they came from, or he would have had to go through the gate, so there would have been a Photo 3. Maybe here? I may be completely barking up the wrong tree here. This is why we save it constantly, though, is eventually you can get into the circumstance where it feels like... you have it, but it's figuring out where to use it. That it breaks down. Well, I'm near and stumped. Any thoughts, folks? Doing... Everything was silent. Accidental screenshot. We are approaching process of elimination here, and that's annoying. Because then there's the oddity at Studio 2 where the person in the Steel Samurai outfit was beaten up and, you know, lost. I wonder if that's what Cody saw, is that he saw Vasquez slap the Steel Samurai and fall over and go still. But how do we get there? Wait a minute. Okay, let's think of this differently. Powers showed up, but Powers was drugged and sleeping. So let's approach it from that angle. Oh, not that. I mean, generally, we wouldn't be looping to a different piece of testimony either. Usually revealing this kind of thing is either you go back through and you question everything. We know the bus doesn't help here. Alright. Oh! Okay, I had to look this up. Here. It is now obvious, but I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes. Hammer was not injured. Powers was injured. Powers sprained his ankle. This is another one of those. One of the reasons that I like this over a lot of adventure games, where it's not that you feel like you didn't get a solution that didn't make sense. So how would you know to do that? This is a. I kept overlooking the fact that she said hammer, not powers. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said that it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Yeah, I generally don't feel as bad about getting caught. I just wish sometimes I would admit it sooner. So we didn't have to waste a lot of time thrashing. Gavel, I will have order. Witness. Come on, Weasley. Make up your mind, bud. Can you refute this claim? Pause. Pause. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Pause. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? The defense is going to save the game, Your Honor. In other words, can you prove she had a motive? I have the proof and I'll show it to you. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? Huh. 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Which is generally more difficult than sweeping it under a rug, wouldn't you think? Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, in Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. Are we talking about motives here? We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Maybe she had no motive at the time? She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs, in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ah, there we go. I was waiting for her to snap that. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? I can't really tell who the speakers are, and I'm not going to speculate. Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel. Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No. Please, don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. Mr. Edgeworth, where is D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. I thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. I feel like there should be like a little kazoo pop sound to go with that, like a lot of anime and in things like Smash Brothers, they have the little globe that pops open and there's, confetti falls down. That is all. Court is adjourned. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he had tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Okay, let's see if we can get this right this time. To put the blame on you because... I think the fans. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai, Mr. Hammer was a big star once. But he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as the villain to boot. To boot. The kids love the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh, laugh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong? No, of course not. Ha! Nick! Edgeworth! Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Wow. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids' shows again. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. This is, Pink Princess is the idea that Salmonella had, upon encountering, I think it was Mia at the time? You ought to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Oh. You'd think he would have gotten arrested. You'd think Salmonella would have gotten at least arrested for his part in concealing evidence like that or tampering with evidence. Save. Turnabout goodbyes. Yeah. Hey there, hungry? 15 years is a long time to wait. You can't imagine how much I've suffered. You've suffered. Well, good night to you too, Andrew. Thanks for joining us. We'll be playing more Phoenix Wright tomorrow night around the same time. So if you'd like to swing by, we'll be playing again then. Dun, dun, dun. How are you doing tonight, hungry? Hey, Nick. You know if there are any good waterfalls around here? Waterfalls? Dare I ask why? Duh, Nick, isn't it obvious? I need a waterfall to stand under, preferably a freezing one. Oh, is that part of your spirit medium training? That is the implication of the opening movie, Hungry, that Edgeworth just shot a man. So this should be interesting. the opening still for the chapter also has somebody that looks like an older Edgeworth as far as fashion sense and hair color is concerned. Of course. Except I've been slacking off lately. I need to brave the elements and be forged anew under the rushing spring waters. Okay. I don't know about any falls per se, but Gourd Lake is pretty close. Oh, darn. Sorry, but them's the breaks. Couldn't you just take a cold shower or something? Good idea. So much for rushing spring waters. Next in the news. A large, unidentified animal was sighted at Gourd Lake. The town is buzzing with excitement. Locals are calling it Gordy, in a tip of the hat to Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. Though its namesake, Nessie, proved to be a hoax, locals are confident their Gordy is the real deal. Boring. Can't they show real news for a change? I have no idea, Hungry. We'll find out. The water pressure is kind of low in that shower. You want more pressure, huh? Why don't you go down to the fire department, have them spray you with the hose? Good idea, Nick. Apparently Fey Blood is no aid in detecting sarcasm. And thus Nick sent Maya off to die. We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Strange occurrences continue at Gourd Lake, but this time, it's murder. Gourd Lake again? The body of a man was found in the lake early this morning. A suspect was apprehended. Sources inside the police department revealed that the suspect's name is Miles Edgeworth, age 24. Edgeworth was an up-and-coming prosecutor known for his skills and connections. He was guaranteed a long and rewarding career. Has he thrown it all away? Edgeworth? What's going on? Edgeworth would never do something like... Nick? Maya? The fireman yelled at me when I called him. We've got bigger things to worry about than that. They arrested Edgeworth. What? You mean the prosecutor? Yeah, he's a suspect. In a murder. What? When? Where? Whom? Why? How? I don't know. Let's go find out, Nick. You know, Nick, we've all been in here one time or another, haven't we? I guess it comes with the territory. I'm not sure it's something we should mention to too many people. Ah! Hey, Edgeworth, come back! He shows up. Oh, it's you guys. I'm out. What are you doing here? Nick, I don't think he's in a very good mood. Well, he is in detention. Were you in a good mood when you were here? So you've come to laugh at the fallen attorney. Then laugh. Laugh! Well, why aren't you laughing? Nick, should we be laughing? Nah, it's a trick. Laugh and he'll get mad, or burst into tears. Edgeworth, we don't have so much free time we can spend it coming down here to laugh at you. Yeah, I think we're all laughing. It's at least a little there, Hungry. Yes, you do. Actually, he's right. I hoped you wouldn't come. I didn't want you to see me. Not like this. I didn't want to see you like this either, believe me. Sad music. Edgeworth, tell me what happened. Why should I? What are you going to do about it? Duh! We're going to help you, that's what. Help me? You? Don't be ridiculous. Sorry? You're a novice. You've only been in 3 trials. Hey! Sure, you got lucky and won all 3. But your luck's bound to run out someday. You need real skill, right? Experience. Nick, he's insulting you. Nick? Why am I always the one who has to get angry? The murder took place at Gourd Lake, correct? Yes, late last night. The lake is a long way away from your offices and the courthouse. Why were you down there? I see no need to tell you. Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't really... Gordy. Huh? I went to see Gordy. Gordy? What's that? I'll tell you later. Why won't Edgeworth talk with us? Can we throw our lawyer pin at him? Your attorney's badge? Edgeworth, let me defend you. Ha! Good one, Wright. But I'm not that hard up. Not yet. What do you mean by that? Me? Trust a wet behind-the-ears lawyer with only 3 trials under his belt? Never. What? My case is near hopeless, right? Every defense attorney I've talked to has turned me down. What? Simply put, they were afraid they'd lose. It occurred to me that it might be my fault that they lack confidence. After all, I did get every single one of their clients declared guilty. I don't believe it. Regardless, I don't want you involved in this. You in particular, I cannot ask to do this. Well, I smacked him with the attorney badge and it didn't stick, so off we go. Gourd Lake Nature Park. This is where it happened? Yeah, Gourd Lake is in the middle of this park. I can see some police walking around in there. Questioning people, probably. Hey, isn't that Detective Gumshoe over there? Well, pal? There's enough of us here. Anyone found anything? Sorry, sir, nothing. Idiot! The trial's tomorrow. We need clues. On the double. But, sir, there weren't any clues. That's why we arrested that attorney, Mr. Edgeworth. We had nothing else to base it off of, so we just grabbed some random dude. It's all we had. It's clear, sir. He's the one who... Shut up. Just you try saying that again. I'll make you sorry if you do. So just get out of my face, pal. Yes, sir. In a way. Detective Gumshoe's kind of scary today. Recruits. Ah. Eek? Hey, you're that hairy guy. Harry Butts. Right, Phoenix Wright. Will he never learn my name? Just what are you doing here, pal? Investigating? Huh? Well, yes, I suppose. Well, I'm here to help. Ask me anything you want. Bring it. He seems different than usual. I wonder what's up. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't actually asked us to defend him yet. Huh? Oh, you don't say. Detective Gumshoe? Do you know what happened here? Huh? You don't know, pal? No? Wow, okay. Mr. Head in the Fluffy Pink Clouds lawyer. Head in the... Huh? Never mind, I'll tell you. It happened last night, about 15 minutes after midnight. There was a boat out on Gourd Lake. In that boat were 2 men. One of those men shot the other with a pistol. Bang. And the shooter was... And the shooter was Mr. Edgeworth? A cop arrived on the scene, arrested him. How did they get there so fast? Well, there was a witness. When the report came in, we raced to the lake. A witness? You don't think Mr. Edgeworth is a murderer, do you? Absolutely not. It's impossible. I don't care if there's a witness either. I don't believe a lick of it. Right. Who cares what the witness says? I care. You really believe in him, don't you, Detective? Of course I do. But the police are pretty sure he's the killer. Nobody's even really taking this investigation that seriously. Oh no. Oh yeah. After all the help Mr. Edgeworth has been to us, hard to imagine that no one's standing up to take his side. Well, at least you are, Detective. At least you are. Is it true? No one will take Mr. Edgeworth's case? Yeah. He's a bit of a celebrity. If you defended him and lost, your reputation be sure to suffer. What's more, the case against him is, well, it's pretty solid. Suppose it would be if they have a witness. Hey, pal. Don't tell me you're going to turn your back on him too. Remember the Steel Samurai case? Mr. Edgeworth helped you get your client declared innocent. I know. I went to Edgeworth. I tried. He really doesn't want us to represent him. Especially not us, he said. What? Well, that doesn't make any sense, pal. You should have heard him talking about you after that trial. He kept saying, right, 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 over and over. Nick? I'm not sure that's a good sign. Neither am I. Why wouldn't he want your help? I don't get it. Who was this witness? Sorry, pal, that's confidential. Anyway, the witness saw everything, apparently. I'm sure they'll turn up at the trial tomorrow. Was there only that one witness? Yep, it was pretty cold out on the lake last night. And it was Christmas Eve, after all. Ooh, we're playing a Christmas game. It's like Die Hard, you know? It takes place around Christmas, so it's a Christmas movie. Still, we're being thorough. You never know when you're going to turn up another witness. That's why we're here today, checking things out. So far, we're coming up empty. Oh, it's Christmas today. I'd forgotten. What are you getting me for Christmas, Nick? Talk to Santa. Detective Gumshoe, sir. What? Find something? No, sir, not yet. But there was a call from the precinct. They want to hold an investigation briefing. A briefing? Right, I'm off. Oh. Sorry, pal. I guess you heard. I gotta go. Any last things you want to ask me about before I head back? Well, yes. Do you have any information on the victim? Sorry. They haven't worked up the autopsy report yet. I'm still waiting for it myself. Actually, say, if you get the time, drop by the precinct. We can talk more there, pal. You're not coming back, Detective? Probably not, pal. So what should we do if we have something to talk to you about? Ah, right. Here, I'll show you how to get to the precinct. Come down and see me anytime. This implies that the other option of asking how to get in touch with him would have looped. Like, it would end up in the same place. Where he would have said, hey, I'll show you how to get to the precinct if you have any questions. Whereas, I don't have the autopsy report yet. You can contact me at the precinct. Oh, hey, Detective Gumshoe. What? We'd like to take a look around the park. Can we walk around? Yeah, no problem, pal. You got my permission. You know, Nick, I think there's something to be said for talking to people when they're busy. Yeah, they don't have time to think about not giving you information. Right, now let's get investigating. Fresh save plonked down here. They're selling samurai dogs. I know there's samurai hot dogs, but it would be cooler if it was like an adoption center for feudal Japanese armed like Dachshunds and wiener dogs, you know? Cute little bitty dogs in full military regalia. Wowzers. Wowzers. Is this Gourd Lake? Yep. I'm not sure it warrants a wowzers, though. Probably not. But hey, look at that snack stand. Samurai dogs. I want a samurai dog. Please? I bet they're great. With a name like Samurai Dog, how could they not be? They're a little behind the times, though. The kids are all into the Pink Princess now. I mean, like, you know? Nope. A hot dog stand. It is closed. The Christmas fringe looks a little half-baked. The banner reads, Samurai Dogs. Somebody needs to redecorate. Huh. Someone left some poppers here. You know, you pull the string, and it goes pop. Yeah, I know the ones. You see them a lot around New Year's. Hey, Nick, they might be a clue. Let's take them. Come on, admit it. You just want to pop them, right? Was it that obvious? Poppers. Take them. I suppose it couldn't hurt. Huh? Where'd they go? Into my pocket. Classic party noisemaker. Pull the string, it goes bang. Not very clue-worthy. The trash can is empty. At least the place is well maintained. Ah, I almost didn't see that signpost. Left to boat docks, right to exit. Wow, Gourd Lake is really big. Yeah. Say, Nick, why is it called Gourd Lake? Oh. Well, a long time ago they used to grow gourds here. Whoa, no way. I was sure it was because the lake looked like a gourd when viewed from above. You know, like an hourglass shape. Well, it is shaped like a gourd, actually, but that's just a coincidence. Oh, okay. Lineup of plastic benches. Guess the idea is you buy a dog and eat it here. I doubt anyone would sit here and eat on a day like this. Except maybe Maya. She had a samurai, if she had a samurai dog. Like a, wildlife photography station kind of thing. I like it here, Nick. Look, someone's camping. They've got guts camping at the scene of a murder. Next to the no camping sign. Hey, Nick. If they were camping here last night, they might know something about the murder. That's true. Good call, Maya. Let's go talk to them. Hey, Nick. What, don't tell me you're hungry again. No. I was just wondering why there are camping pots and pans made of aluminum. Why are camping pots and pans? They didn't talk about that in any of the law books. So there's no law saying they have to be made out of aluminum, then? I'm not having this conversation. This SUV has seen better days. Dented all over. Isn't that a weird place for the mirrors? Like, all the way down at the, right at the front of the vehicle like that? And tilted up? Is that normal for anybody else? I don't think I've ever seen that kind of configuration. We're going to finish this area. We're going to finish talking to everybody at this area, and then I think we're going to wrap up. Just about time. There's food and some magazines on the sheet. It takes a pretty tough skin to camp in this cold. The trees grow quite thick here. Further back, the trees fade into the shadows where the sunlight can't reach them. The sign says, no camping. Funny place to pick to pitch your tent. Wait, what if the sign said, no setting tents on fire? I don't think they have signs like that. Oh. This camera has a mic and some sort of attachment. It must take pictures when triggered by a noise. Wow, cool. Let's try it out. Cough. Hi, I'm Nick. Maybe I'm not saying it loud enough. Hey, I'm Nick. Huh. Will you stop that? Maybe it's broken. Don't kick it. Percussive maintenance. Maybe it isn't set to respond to voices? Well, what then? These things? The party poppers? Pop. Many pictures. Well, it responded. A yell. Hey, you! Get your hands off of that! It's a lot of heart. What in the Sam Hill? Look what you done. There goes a whole roll of film. Sorry's nice, but it don't pay my bills. Y'all know how much a roll of that film costs? I'll pay you back. What were y'all thinking setting off a party popper in a place like this? Well... What? Don't try to play stupid with me because you think I'm some country bumpkin. Yeah, I know how I know how y'all Yanks think. I say, those southern folks talk with that exaggerated drawl. Why, they must be dumb. Well, let me tell you, just because I might be dumb don't mean we all are. Nick, help. And who are you now? Her chaperone? Yeah, no, rather, we're sort of friends? Just figure out what y'all are gonna say, and say it for bejesus's sake. Bejesus. God, I'd rather sit through one of Papa's drawls than listen to you stutter all day. Can't quite keep the accent rolling with her. Boy, I guess we should pay her for the film. Watch it. Yes, ma'am. On second thought, I'll pay later. I'm really sorry. What? Can't you see I'm changing the film on my camera here? Someone, not naming any names, but someone used up a whole roll. Sorry. That didn't work. Wonder if I have anything to show her that would get her attention. Okay, a repeat. We'd have to show her something. A badge? This is my badge. Huh? Aren't badges supposed to be all shiny and impressive? You a cop or something? I'm a lawyer. What? Y'all ain't gonna try and pull one of them lawsuits on me or over that film now. 'Cause I'll have y'all know I'm a fighter, and I wrestled meaner looking things than you. No, that's not it at all. You're gonna sue me? Well, let's wrestle over it. We're here investigating a murder that took place. We're here investigating a murder that took place here on the lake. A murder? Sounds cool. Why didn't y'all say that in the first place? Go ahead, ask me anything you like. Finally, some cooperation. You two, y'all come out of hiding now. I won't bite. Hard. Come to think of it, where did Maya get to? Sorry. I was feeling a little overwhelmed. The culture gap and all. Never you mind, honey. I can talk Yank for you if it pleases you. Thanks, I think I'll be okay. Great, then. I'm Lotta. Lotta Hart. But y'all can call me Lotta. I'm here photographing meteor showers for a research project. Mighty pleased to meet ya. Oh yeah, when was that murder anyway? I ain't seen much television lately. It happened late in the night on Christmas Eve. That's so. Christmas Eve. Man on a boat was shot. Did you see anything? Well, let me see. A boat, you say? I reckon I might have seen one. Not sure, though. Y'all gotta remember, I've been watching this here lake for a good 3 days now. I seen enough boats to choke a mule. Kinda hard to remember which I seen when. I mean, you'd think it would take very few boats to choke a mule. You'd think a single boat would be enough to kill a mule if you tried to feed it the boat. I mean, after a while, it would just rupture, wouldn't it? So, what is it you do, Lotta? Huh? Me? Y'all don't really want to know that, do ya? Actually, I'm a research student at Country U, right in the heart of the heartland. Wow, neat. Nick, she's a research student at a university. Country U. So I hear. So when did you come up here? Let me see. I guess it was about 3 days ago. What are you photographing? Didn't I tell you that already? Meteors. Yep, meteor showers. Falling stars? That's quite a camera you have there. Y'all better know it. It's German-made, a genuine Solingen. Solingen? Solingen? Whatever. Fancy camera. Isn't that where they make knives? So what's that device you have stuck to the camera? Huh? Device? Your camera went off all by itself when I fired my party popper. Oh, that. That mic triggers the shutter whenever it detects certain sounds. It's programmed to pick up loud noises right now. Programmable camera? Neat. Modest camera. Neat. Okay, we're gonna save here. And button. That's gonna be it for the night, folks. Hope everybody had some fun with Phoenix Wright. Always pretty entertaining to play this one, even if we do get caught on some stuff. Can always be good. At least the kitties finally showed themselves for a bit tonight. They've been a little scarce lately sometimes. At least the past couple nights they've had cat business to do, aside from napping it for the stream. But yeah, we're going to be continuing Phoenix Wright tomorrow. And then, as per usual, we'll be planning the next week, Sunday and early Monday. But if you have any feedback on the streams, or if you just want to hang out, look at some cat pictures, you can swing on by the Discord. Link's right there. Not clickable, but it can be transcribed. If you aren't familiar with the rest of my content, I upload, well, the stream VODs, highlight reels, and shorts are uploaded to YouTube. The shorts are mirrored over to TikTok. And I also have a Patreon and a Coffee. But again, thanks everybody for watching tonight. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you again tomorrow.